1, 2, 3, 4.
Is everybody good? Yep. Got a yep. I think we got a yep. Okay, cool. So let's just get this thing started, guys. What's up, man? Max Juhasz here. Welcome to the webinar. We're going to be going over some very, very, very important things that I think that every artist out there wants to know, needs to know, and you know, can definitely benefit from. What needs to be done here? Okay. Cool. This is all may run into some technical problems for you guys that weren't there in the beginning of this. You can totally like my computer crashed literally 5 minutes, like literally 15 minutes before this thing even started. So I waited on a reboot and then everything else. So I want to make sure that you get those weird pop-ups that happen. You know, Skype and all those other things that like suck the life out of your computer and your Wi-Fi and everything else. So let's get into this. First off, I want to thank you guys for taking the time out on a Saturday afternoon to come and join me here. Definitely pretty awesome. Definitely more used to doing YouTube videos where I can do whatever the hell I want and it's not live, but this is live. So just bear with me if I mumble, stumble, or curse a little bit. Okay, but let's get into this because I know that's why you're here. Let's get into like how you're going to get more customers, sell more your art, and make more money. Okay, I put together this wonderful little slide presentation for you here today to get me on track. If you guys have any questions, there's a Q&A box. You guys should be able to see that. Let's type in here real quick. Can you see me? See if anybody can respond to that. But let's move on. For those of you guys that don't know, obviously you're here because I invited you probably, right? Who am I, right? Okay, Max Juhasz, founder of Life After Art School, which is basically it's a training program. It's an online training program for creatives, for artists, to help them market, sell, make money, and live a happier life as an artist, right? I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an artist, you know, whatever. That means absolutely nothing to you, okay, if I can't help you. All right, and if you've seen any of my YouTube videos, you follow me or whatever, I mean, I come across as the most professional guy, but I'm going to let my results speak for themselves, okay? Literally, this is, I mean, I've been doing art now for years on end. This is one of the bigger projects that I've done in the last few, basically, we wrapped this up right around last year. It was the National Video Game Museum. Actually, I stole these slides from my buddy Joe, who was one of the founders of the Video Game Museum. That was one of the walls I was working on there. I've done massive amounts of work for different commercial and residential projects as well, selling my own original art to them. Just a few examples of some of my work. I don't know if you can see my cursor up there, but the few pictures, that was a leasing offer, commercial real estate company. The other one, they bought a ton of sets. Mark answered. Check. Okay, cool. So that's a good thing. Yeah. So, and then I've done some work that people have bought for their homes and whatever. I do a mix of different art. Okay. Last year, I did a little over $150,000 in sales, selling artwork. Okay. And this is to different businesses, commercial companies, real estate companies, everybody and anybody, from designers, decorators, sport. Everybody has walls. Okay. And everybody needs art. And what I've basically figured out, I've been selling art now for the last 15 years. Everybody needs art, okay? And the main thing that a lot of artists struggle with is that they get all convoluted and stuff, thinking about who's going to buy, where is anybody going to buy? Just all the ridiculous head games, okay? This year so far, I've done a little over $71,000 in sales. I screwed up my back a few months ago. It was actually screwed up for a few years, and I just basically got to the point where I couldn't function anymore. Okay, that's a wonderful picture of me with my Angry Birds underwear. But that was right after I got some steroid injections in my spine, and I've been going to weekly physical therapy sessions and all this fantastic stuff that totally sucks, but it's totally worth it now because I'm not screaming in pain all day long. Okay. So I'm not showing any of this to brag. Okay. Basically, it's like, I just wanted you to understand like what is actually possible for you as an artist. Okay. Because there are a lot of people out there that show results and promise all this wonderful shit where it's like, I make, millions and millions of dollars, I make whatever. And that's not really what this is all about. I just, because I know when I first started selling art, okay, there was a period of time where I was literally sleeping on the floor in a buddy of mine's apartment, okay, and it wasn't even a bed. It was a box spring with some couch pillows thrown on it, and he had this cat. The cat's name was Friday, and Friday would piss all over my clothes, okay. And this was back 2002, 2001. It was quite a while ago, but that's what I was willing to do to get the training and to go through everything and to really just like, I guess, pay the price in order to, to get where I wanted to go. Okay. With that being said, it's like, you can go from literally sleeping on the floor to making a good amount of money, selling art and doing what you do. Click over here. Okay. Now this is where it gets really fun. All right. How am I getting these results? And for those of you guys that know me, I don't even want to say like an out the box thinker. I am a no box thinker. Okay. When I first started getting into online marketing, let's just put it this way. I market my ass off. Okay. Before I got into online marketing, you got to realize this is like, I've only been on Facebook probably now for a few years. I just now, I've got my first iPhone this year. And then before that, I was an Android user for 2 years. But before that, honestly, when everybody else had smartphones, I was still using a flip phone. Basically probably until 2013. Okay. And the reason was I didn't feel it was necessary to have all that technology. You know what I mean? I wasn't online. I didn't have websites. I basically did all my sales the old school way. I met people. I called people. I had an email address. You know what I mean? I would email people and stuff like that. But I wasn't doing any sales online. Okay. Now, part of that was the guys that taught me how to sell and how to run my business pretty much told me that it was impossible to make money online doing what we did. Okay. Now I knew better, regardless of anything else. Like it was basically that's kind of where the shift began. Okay. And I got into online marketing. I started doing some research. I got involved with a company that basically taught me. I paid a lot of money for some really killer training on how to sell online, marketing online, YouTube videos, like everything that I'm doing now was an investment in myself. Okay. And I knew it wasn't going to be easy. Literally I had bought my first, I had a computer in college that I used for like graphic design and stuff like that to do animations. But, there was like a 10-year period where I didn't even have a computer. Like I would just borrow people's computers to like send emails because most of the stuff I was doing on the phone. But I knew it was time and I knew it was basically what I needed to do. So I ended up from not knowing even how to, use Facebook or use a smartphone to learning how to build websites, do all the SEO for the sites, do online marketing, do YouTube videos that can rank to the first page of search engines. Okay. And then use those vehicles to market myself as an artist, as a creative individual, as a business to grow and expand my exposure and my business for itself. Okay. Obviously it's like I constantly challenge my comfort zone because what I found is that if you're not necessarily growing, okay, this is just something that a buddy of mine told me years ago. It's like, if you're not growing, you're dying. Okay. If you're feeling stuck and you're constantly stuck in the mindset or in the situations where it's like, this is all you're doing and this is what's, you know what I mean? Like if that's just kind of like your excuse for, or just your mindset to where it's like you're stuck, you got to ask yourself, it's like, are you growing? Have you done anything to really challenge the situation that you're in? Okay. And if the answer is, then you have to do something to change that. Okay. That's just kind of what your life. Okay. I'm getting the results. Honestly, time. If you don't know what FYPM is, I don't know if you remember Goodfellas or not, but it's basically F you, pay me. Okay. I'm very, very critical of the time that I spend with clients. I'm very critical of the time that let's just put it this way. Time is money, and time is one of the few, time is really the only thing you can't get back. Okay. And it's like, it's the one thing that you'll never, ever, ever get back. You know what I mean? You can invest money into things, you can spend money into things, and you can get that money back. Okay. But you'll never get back your time. So the time that I have, I value it in a sense to where it's like, I don't take on projects anymore that are not valuable to me, in the sense that's like, I have to feel good about what I'm getting paid for. Okay. It's not nickel and dime stuff. It's like literally if I'm making minimum wage doing work for somebody, okay, or if I'm getting underpaid to the point where I feel like I'm not getting a valuable, if it's not a valuable exchange, I don't take the job anymore. You know what I mean? When I first got started, maybe I did, you know, and when I first started doing art or creating things like that, like there was the disconnect of like, well, I need exposure, I need a portfolio, I need all this other stuff. And what I realized honestly was this, like, yeah, that stuff's kind of important, but it's really more about how you brand yourself and how you market yourself compared to doing a bunch of work and getting underpaid for it. You know, because there's really no worse feeling for an artist, for a creative individual, than going out there, devoting a shit ton of time to, you know, creating a bunch of artwork, doing a bunch of work for other people, and either not getting paid what you're worth, you know, getting underpaid, or not getting paid at all because you didn't have the experience or the know-how to properly negotiate and get the right contracts, or get money up front, or, you know, just overall. If that's ever happened to you, you know, hell, if that's ever happened to you, feel free to comment below. I know it happened to me quite a few times. And eventually what I ended up doing was I just raised my prices. Okay. I raised my prices, and I basically just got the money that I wanted from people. And because I raised my prices, it basically got rid of all the tire kickers. You know, all of the guys that just wanted to ask and see if, you know, this was something that they wanted, if you know, can you do something? The $5, $10, $15, $20, $50 guys. You know what I mean? Like right now it's like for larger projects, you know, there aren't a lot of times where I'm doing something for less than, you know, a 4-figure gig for something creative that's going to take at least a week of my time. You know, if it's more than that, like basically to me, it's like the money for the project has to equal the time that I put into it. And then for it, I invest in myself and my business. Okay. Which is something very, very super crucial. Because if you're not investing in yourself, you're not like learning what you need to learn, or just like basically expanding yourself or expanding your network, or getting input from people that are more successful than you, or they're doing the things that you want to do. And you're constantly surrounding yourself with people that, how do you put it, that aren't living the life that you want to live, or just like an energy suck, you're going to stay stuck in the situation. Let's just move on with this. This is cool, man. Webinars are fun. All right. So first thing that I needed to learn, and this is something that if you've got a shit ton of art sitting around, okay, and I actually just did an inventory. I cleaned out my garage last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, and I realized that I still have like probably 40, 50 pieces of art that I've just created for myself. You know what I mean? I wasn't hired to do it. It was just like practice work or whatever. That they're just sitting there. Okay. Like framed pieces, canvases, stuff like that, prints, whatever. And there has to come a time to where it's like, it's time management, in the sense that it's like, you have to stop creating and start marketing yourself. Okay. And I know that I've had a lot of people contact me and ask me about this, to where it's like, well, if I start getting really successful, how will I manage my time? You know, how will I be overwhelmed with selling, you know, to the point where I can't create anymore? And the real simple answer to that is like, absolutely not. You know, I think if anything, when you're struggling to make money, you know, where you're just constantly behind the 8 ball, under the gun, where like you're in the situation where it's like, I'm not getting paid enough and I'm overworked, or I'm not getting any work, or I'm just totally fucking scared to talk to people and find potential clients, but I'm sitting on, a portfolio worth of stuff, 2 closets worth of stuff, a garage worth of stuff, and I'm not selling any of it. You got to ask yourself, it's like, if you have enough inventory, if you literally, and that's how you got to look at your art. It's almost like, well, I love everything that I create. There are very few pieces that I won't sell, if that makes sense. 'Cause to me, it's like art is something that you should actually like pass on and allow somebody else to enjoy. And it's great when they want to pay you for it. Okay. I mean, there's nothing, it's almost like, to me, it's like to me, to just to have a collection of shit sitting in my garage or in my studio or whatever, is actually like detrimental to me and my business, because it's not promoting itself. It's not marketing itself. It's not, expanding my exposure in any which way if it's just sitting there. And the same thing actually goes for if you've just got a website sitting there with a bunch of art on it and nothing's selling. Okay, and I'm going to go into that in a little bit. Does this make sense to all you guys? If it does, give me a 1 in the Q&A box or something or whatever. Give me some feedback here. I want to make sure you can hear me all right. Just make sure I'm not like talking to myself, because there's I'm not sure if there's a delay here or whatever. Rocky says chat is disabled. I will re-enable the chat. Chat's back on. Chat's back. I got a Q&A thing here. I got a chat. And yes, it makes sense. Cool. CJ says I'm here. What's up, dude? All right. Definitely makes sense to me too. Okay, cool. Good. So this is making sense. This is good. So now I want to continue. You know what I mean? So you got to ask yourself, what's holding you back? All right. And it could be a number of things. It could be fear of rejection. I know a lot of people, it's like that terrible word no, right? That deadly word no. It's like, well, what if somebody tells me no? Fuck them. You know what I mean? No is just one of those things that people are going to say regardless. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're a guy or if you're a girl, it wasn't like every single person that you were attracted to growing up or even in your adult life, you know what I mean, was going to be into you. You know what I mean? Like, there was always that hot chick or the hot guy that's just like, oh my God, they're so hot. And then it's like, they're just not into you. Okay. It's the same thing that happens with your art. It's like, some people just aren't going to be into what you're selling, but at the same time, it's like, if you don't offer it to them, you'll never know. There's always that weird situation to where it's like, you don't, like, it could have been you, or it could have been somebody that to where it's like the relationship never goes anywhere, or it takes 4 or 5 years to even like kick in, because both people are too afraid to like potentially get rejected by the other one. To where it's like, I really like her, I really like him, but I don't want to say anything. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't treat your business like that. Okay. You really can't. You can't treat your business like that. If anything, it's just like, you almost got to like throw it out on the table to where it's like, hey man, check it. This is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? This is what I'm into, and this is what I'm offering. Are you interested? I mean, life would be so much better if life was that simple, right? But that's almost like how you have to, what's up, Kyle? Ready to go. If life was that simple, you know what I mean? To where it's like, if right off the dick, you know what I mean? Right from the beginning of a relationship, if somebody was interested or not interested, you knew exactly where to go with that relationship, right? You know what I mean? There would be no song and dance. There'd be no games. There'd be no, it's almost like, hey, you're interested? Great. Now we can proceed. It's the same thing when it comes to selling your art. Okay. You can't be afraid of rejection. You can't be afraid of what people are going to say or what people are going to think, because art is just that weird thing that either somebody likes it or they don't like it. And 9 times out of 10, it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are things that grow on people, but 9 times out of 10, people instantaneously know if they like something or if they don't like something. So it's like, if you have steak, I'm going to use this analogy, and this is one of my favorite analogies, right? Where it's like, if you have steak and you're trying to feed steak to the vegetarian, the vegetarian realistically is probably not going to be interested 99.9% of the time, unless they've been starving in a desert for 3 weeks. Okay, then they might eat the steak. All right, but most of the time they're not going to be interested. Okay, so just understand that, and it's just like, don't be afraid to ask or just even present the situation. Okay, is it a thing with pricing or sales? Now this is actually true. While my computer crashed, because my computer crashed like as I was getting onto this. Okay, I was on the phone with my dad. For those of you guys that don't know who my father is a very well-known artist. He's his Trump piece right now. If you Google, like, let's put it this way, if you know my last name, just type Victor and my last name, and you'll see Victor Juhasz Trump come up. Okay, my dad's done a lot of stuff like he's a political cartoonist. That's what he's done. He's done stuff like that since I was a kid, since before I was born, and his Trump stuff now is catching on fire, like literally just because his shit's like off the hook. And he just did this thing in Rolling Stone for where it's basically Trump, like he's got his hand up the Statue of Liberty's skirt. Okay, I'm not going to say exactly what Trump said, but I think we all know, or it's like grab her by the whatever. I'm not sure who's watching this right now, so I'm just going to keep it PC, semi-PC. But it's a great picture, and it's getting a lot of viral shares. So we got on the phone last night and we discussed it because I handle all of his marketing. Just the price points, because we're going to start doing some number prints, and he wants to sell the original or whatever. And so there is and let's just put it this way, because it's October 15th today, right? And the election is in a few weeks. We have a very, very short window to capitalize on this. So as soon as I'm done with this, actually I got to go take my kids to a balloon show. But my dad's going to be sending me the stuff, and we're going to get it all up. We're going to get it on the store, and we're going to start running some ads, and hopefully we can sell a couple hundred numbered prints of this. But that's the other thing too. It's like you have to understand that it's like if you don't put something out there, and this is something that I discuss with a lot of different artists and a lot of creatives, right? It's like let's just put it this way. He's worried about the what ifs. You know what I mean? What if we sell 2,000 of them? I was like, if we sell 2,000 of them, that's a fucking good problem. You know what I mean? like we'll worry about outsourcing the printing later. We'll worry about the mass production of the prints later. Let's just focus on getting the first few sold. You know what I mean? Let's focus on getting the first 5 sold and the first 10 sold and the first 15 sold. And then we can worry about it if there's 100 pieces or 200 pieces or 300, prints that go out. Okay. Do you have the time, to print them all yourself? Absolutely not. So we need to find a good local printer that can do some like high quality printing that you can also pick up and sign, because, that's where the real value is. So, hey, that's something else. But you have to be able to think about that for yourself as well. So it's like, what price point are you comfortable with selling your art to now? What can you, basically it's like, what can you do to sell? And Kyle, I was actually talking to you about this yesterday, right? To me, it's like, I look at everything with math. Okay, when it comes to doing sales, I look at everything with math. And it's like, if you need to make, let's just say as an artist, right, you need to make $5,000 a month. Okay, to me, that's $5,000 jobs, 5 $1,000 jobs, 10 $500 jobs. Okay, and then just kind of drop it down from there. It's 20 $250 jobs. And it's not, let's put it, you're probably not going to have the time to do 20 $250 jobs, more or less, depending on what you're doing. Okay. So this is where merchandise and numbered edition things come in. And this is really where, and the pricing aspect of this also comes along with the authority and the branding aspect of this, because people have to feel that it's a good value in order for them to pay that type of money for what you're asking for. You know what I mean? If you need to make $5,000 and you're selling $50 prints, well, I mean, guess what? You got to sell, a ton of prints. But, not to say that it's not possible. You can definitely do it, but that's where the marketing comes in. Okay. I know a lot of people, right? This is a huge one. Fucking judgment from other people. What are other people going to think about me? Am I going to be weird? Are they going to look at me? I don't, what's my girlfriend going to think? What's my girlfriend's family going to think? What's my, my parents, whatever. And it's like, once again, fuck them. They're not paying your bills. Okay. If you really need to get out there and get, get your artwork going and get your career going. It's almost like this. It's like the more successful you get, the more people are going to have to say about you. Okay. But honestly, it's like I would much rather have somebody just talking about me in general. I don't care if it's positive. I don't care if it's negative. I'd rather have somebody talking about me and, getting my name known than nobody talking about me at all and being an unknown. Okay. If you guys follow, and I'll just use this example here. I am an old school East Coast hip hop fan. All right. I started off like when it actually one of my first real promoting sales networking kind of gigs was I worked in the New York club scene, in the late 90s. Okay. I'm talking like 99, 2000, 2001. And I was working with the guys at the Lyricist Lounge. I was like the white guy in Brooklyn at the MOP like album release party for Warriors. You know what I mean? Like we did all types. I was at Wu-Tang at RZA's birthday party. It was 3 years of club promotion. Okay. And what I learned was basically, sales in general. It was just talking to people. Okay. And when it came to doing parties, when it came to doing anything, it was just like, all it was about selling yourself, getting people to come and show up to the party. Okay. But with everything, it was just like, the more people are talking, all right, so actually, I totally lost my train of thought because when I started thinking about that time, I started thinking about a lot of parties and stuff like that, gangster or whatever. But let's just put it this way, compared to now, you know what I mean? Like there's this whole thing going on with, I don't even know these guys' names, Little something and whatever the hell, these mumble rap guys, like those guys. And, it was, I guess it's trap music or whatever. And everybody that basically takes all this time talking about them, like, I can't believe this guy said he was bigger, that he's better than Tupac or better than Big or, they're the best rappers and this and this and that. It's crap. Thank you. It is crap. But you get what I'm saying though? It's like these guys are actually like, because they're spending so much time talking about them, like I never knew who these guys were until these guys started talking about them. And yeah, so we're all agreed. It is beyond crap. It's like, it's garbage, man. But these guys are making a shit ton of money. And it's like, I never heard about these guys until other people that I respected, in the music scene started talking about them in the sense to where it's like, these are the guys that, I can't believe this guy disrespected such and such. I can't believe these guys said this, these guys said that. And if you think about it, the only reason that they're famous, like obviously it's like they have a younger crowd that they're being marketed to or whatever, but it's like they're getting way more recognition because of the dumb shit that they say and people talking negatively about them than if nobody even paid attention to them. Okay. So in that sense, it's like, judgment from other people. It's like, yeah, we may all agree that those guys suck, but those guys are making money, okay? So in a sense, it's like, yeah, it sucks that they suck and that they're making money, but at the same time, it's like they're making money. So do you get what I'm saying though? It's almost like you can't get you can't get too caught up in what other people think, because these kids are making money on the fact that they suck, okay? Because other people are just talking about them and they're getting wherever. Let's just put it this way. They're getting paid for every time you listen to one of those videos. What's holding you back? Lack of technical or computer skills. One of my favorites. I'm going to change the color for this one. Okay, like I was telling you, I didn't know shit about setting up computers or doing anything else a few years ago. Okay, I taught myself how to do WordPress. Yeah, recognition sells. Yes, the Kardashians are absolutely useless. But dude, it's kind of crappy. You know what I mean? It's crappy that this is the world that we live in. But it's almost like you have to understand the game. Okay? You have to understand the game in and of itself. It's like, do they really care that we think that they suck? They don't. You know what I mean? They live in a completely other world. So it's like, would you rather be talked about and known, either negatively or positively, or just unknown and not making the money that you want? To me, it's like, it always boils down to this. It's like, I am very happy getting paid. and being talked about. You know, it's not a big deal to me. Like, I've got pretty thick skin. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not going to cry about it because some dude or person, girl, guy, somebody's mom, somebody's grandma, you know, says I'm not a good person or I'm not a good artist or my artwork's too risque or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Because the people that hate aren't paying my bills. You know what I mean? The people that support are the ones that go, oh my God, you're so great, you're so special. You know, whatever. So those are the people. Let's go back to this. Lack of technical or computer skills. Okay. This is bullshit, guys. You can learn this. All right. I mean, there are programs out there, YouTube. You can learn basically everything you need to know about setting up a website, right on YouTube. Okay. There's tutorials, there's free tutorials on all that stuff. As long as you have access to technology, and Rocky, I know you can confirm this too. I know guys that have built websites from their phone, from their smartphone, okay? Because they don't have a computer, but they can basically log in on their smartphone and do all they need to do, like setting up their websites and stuff like that. They do 90% of their marketing on their phone. And actually, this is a funny statistic. Yeah, I mean, you can find a lot of this stuff for free, ZJ. I mean, I don't know how up to date it is, but I mean, just initially to set up a website, it doesn't cost a lot of money. You know what I mean? If you want to set up your own website, I mean, you have to buy the hosting, you have to buy the domain name, and, you know, if you want a theme or whatever, that's where the money kind of kicks in. But it's like, but I will always recommend that you own your own domain name and you own your own hosting rather than having somebody else's website, just because it's your property. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want on it. It's your online home. You can market it to anybody. It's kind of like your brand in and of itself. Okay. But a lot of this stuff you can find on YouTube. May not be as up to date as possible, but it's there. Okay. But back to this, it's funny, but, there was a recent study going on statistically. Yeah, exactly. It will pay for itself. They just did I forget who it was, but somebody just ran a thing, and about 65-70% of people are doing most of their like online stuff right now from their mobile devices. Okay, so it's like you if you're not online, and this is kind of why I stress like artists building websites and getting their marketing out there, is because it's like this isn't the Stone Ages or 20 years ago or even 10, 15 years ago really, where you still had this presence of the yellow pages, you know, where you would wait for the Sunday newspaper to like cut out the coupons and shit like that. Like I just went to Hobby Lobby yesterday, right? Like I had commissioned to do this. I just bought this gigantic, 36 by 48 canvas, right? It's a custom piece that I'm doing for a client. And what did I do when I got to the register? I went online and I said Hobby Lobby coupon. It got me 40% off. People aren't waiting to basically for the newspaper to come in or for the advertisements to come in, and they don't have the patience anymore to flip through the yellow pages, which I don't even know if they deliver those things anymore. Everything right now is done through Google. Okay. So it's kind of like this. You may feel that you have a problem, you know what I mean? Like setting up like your own technical stuff. But realistically, it's like if you're not online, you don't exist when it comes to your marketing. Okay. If you're not doing some type of online marketing, if you don't have some type of online presence as an artist or as a creative person, you're not going to get found by people that are looking for your work. Okay, that is so crucial to understand because they're not going to find you. That's just it. I mean, unless you live in a town where like literally there are 500 people and nobody has Wi-Fi and it's all like the general store and the gas station and whatever, like, and you're like, well, that's the artist in the town. You need to go talk to him. He'll paint something real nice. Very technically good. That's good, Chuck. It's huge though, because you have to be set up as like literally, and you have to be up to date with what's working, because if you're not, here's what happens. Somebody else is going to be, okay? And what I've found a lot of times is that, like, it's not always the most talented people that get the most well-known recognition. It's the ones that are promoting more. Okay, and this happens with everything. With music, once again, the guys, the suck-ass mumble, I don't know their names, but they're making a lot more money than some of the super talented guys that aren't marketing themselves, okay? This is like with everything. There are super talented people out there that are afraid of rejection, that are afraid to price themselves, that are afraid to do all this other stuff that the idiots and the untalented people are willing to do and have no problem doing, and that's why they're making more money. And that is a fucking problem if you ask me, okay? So this is really why I'm doing all this, man. Like, I just want to get this out there. That it's like, it's almost like there's that meme, right, where it's like, stop making stupid people famous, okay? I almost want to switch that around where it's like, let's start making the talented people famous, you know, because the untalented people have basically dropped the bar so low that anybody can, which actually in that sense is like, if you're really talented, this should give you free clearance to do whatever you want, okay? Fear of being on camera, listen guys, get over it, okay? I do a lot of YouTube marketing, obviously, a lot of Facebook marketing, do a lot of SEO marketing, online marketing, things like that. Let's just put it this way. A good majority of all of my traffic, all of my sales, all of everything is coming from YouTube right now. And it's because I market well on YouTube. I can make good videos on YouTube. I know how to get them ahead of everybody else's videos on YouTube. And I know how to use them to drive traffic. Okay. I've used YouTube videos to get gigs. You know, I did a couple of videos for the mural that I did for the museum, which ended up getting me some gigs from some local people, you know, who saw them on Facebook. And they were like, oh, you did that? My son, you know, and ended up, I mean, if you go back through this, I got paid a few months ago. I got paid $1,500 to paint a parking spot at this high school. Okay. Like literally it was a custom job for a parking spot. A parking spot in a high school. You know, the mom called me and said, my son's a big, yeah, thanks, John. It was, dude, it was an awesome project. What was even more awesome about it was that I got paid fucking $1,500 to paint a parking spot. You know what I mean? Like, that was literally, I was like, I'm going to over-deliver on this. Like, this kid's going to have the coolest parking spot ever. And when he graduates, I doubt that the kid after him is going to, like, even want to repaint it, you know? And that's the thing about getting paid abundantly. It's like, when you get paid abundantly for projects, when you get paid, like when you can, like, almost in a sense, overcharge and over-deliver, you feel great about that, dude. That was the most fun I've ever had painting a parking spot. That was actually the first time I ever painted a parking spot, but that was definitely the most fun I ever had painting a parking spot because, dude, the money was there. Like, that was legit. If they offered me $500, I don't know if I'd be that excited about standing out there in 90-degree heat in Texas, you know, for 3-4 hours a day painting. But, you know, this is like that kind of shit. And I'll tell you the exact conversation. The lady called me, said her son saw my work at the museum, really liked what I did. He's a senior in the high school next year. He wants that, you know, they want to surprise him and get him his own custom parking spot, and they want a video game theme. And this is what he likes. He likes old school video games, Mega Man, Mario Brothers, Yu-Gi-Oh, or what is it? Yu-Gi-Oh, Go Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know. I don't follow that stuff, but like old school gaming stuff or whatever. And I just threw at her. I was like, so what's your budget? She's like, well, I don't want to spend $10,000, but I want to make sure you do a good job. And I was like, how's $1,500? She's like, done. And I was like, son of a bitch. I could have charged her $25. You know, but that's the whole thing. It's like, there was a part of me that, you know, there was like in the back of my mind, there was like the old, like, just get the money, you know, where it was like, charge her $500 that was like screaming at me. And then there was the part of me that was just like, you dumbass, like this woman wants to pay you more, ask for more. So yeah, it was a good $1,500 gig. And I paid, you know, it was basically $200 on supplies. I walked away with $1,100 in my pocket or $1,300 in my pocket. And I felt great about it. You know what I mean? I felt great. Instagram stuff. I got kids from this high school, you know, messaging me on Instagram. It's like, hey man, that's cool stuff. You know, I'm like, cool. Have your parents contact me for next year. All right. Anyway, yeah. So it's almost like this. Like whether it's fear of being on camera, fear of photography, you know, photographing your work, if we're Facebook friends, you realize it's like I do a lot of like when I'm creating something, I usually do a lot of like video stuff. Yeah, here's the thing, Kyle. Always start high, okay? If you have a fear of asking too low or too high, you should always start high, okay? It's selling cars too. It's like, you know, if you start high and they don't want to take it, you have negotiating room to go low, to go lower, right? But if you start low and they don't want to take that, then you're fucked. You know what I mean? Like then you've got no room whatsoever to do anything. So it's like, it's always better to start high. And it's like, what I've found is like, you know, charge double or triple what you'd actually expect to get paid for this. You know, just in case they want to negotiate. You know what I mean? If you're happy making $600 on the project, quote them $1,200 or $1,800. See what happens. You know what I mean? Worst comes to worst, if they go, well, that's too high. Well, what were you thinking? $900. Bam! I still got $300 more than what I wanted. You know. So that's the whole thing. There you go, Chuck. Exactly. If your prices don't make you feel uncomfortable, you're pricing too low. You know, that was the whole thing. It's like when I learned to get uncomfortable with my pricing and just like start throwing numbers out there, that I was just like, damn, dude, like, and they're like, I'll take it. I was like, yes. But in a sense though, it also gave me like that confidence to just do it over and over and over again. Okay. And don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, seriously, Chuck, it is. It's the best piece of advice. Like if you're not throwing numbers out there that kind of scare you, you're not doing it right. You know what I mean? It's almost like you have to create your own market in that sense. You know, it's like, fuck what the market wants to pay. Okay. It's like, it boils down to this, right? It's like you can go like for a supermarket, right? I mean, like you've got your Whole Foods and you got your other stuff, and then you got your Aldi's and your whatever, and then you got your dollar store. You know what I mean? Like there are people that actually shop at the dollar store because they think they're getting a better deal. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, they may be saving more money on crap, but they're constantly replacing the crap. You know, there are people out there that don't mind paying top dollar for quality. And when you can find the quality clients, or even the mid-range clients that are like, they want quality work at a bargain deal or a discounted deal, that's when you're really going to start to make money. And that's actually why I raised prices a while back. And seriously, man, it got rid of all the tire kickers. Like everybody that wanted to like, well, how about you? It's like, nah, man. You know what I mean? I would throw outrageous numbers at people just to see if they took it. Because honestly, it's like if somebody's gonna come at you like right away, it's like to where it's like, hey, I'll give you $20 or something outrageous for like an original piece or like some original work, you know, $100, $200 for like something that you know is gonna take a few days of your life or a week or two of your life. Requote them with an outrageously high price. Because sometimes people, and this is what you gotta realize, like sometimes people are going to throw prices at you just to see if you'll take them. Just to see if you'll take it, you know. And I've had people like literally lowball me, and I laugh in their face, and I go, "Oh, you were serious?" No, you know. And what's funny is like you almost it's like a nut smack. You know what I mean? Like they're checking you, and you reflect, and you smack them back, you know. And now all of a sudden it's like you're back in control, because if you even take that cheap offer seriously, or if they feel like they're taking that cheap offer seriously, then you've lost control. Like you are now a discount artist. Okay, you are now a discount artist making zero money. Okay, making no money, or really just like being overworked and not and just overworked and underpaid. Okay, and what I like to be is properly balanced. Worked, not overworked, not underworked, but just like I got a cool amount of workflow going on and paid well. Okay. See, that's what's up, man. That's good shit. Like CJ, that's great. It's like that's the kind of thing though. It's like if you know your 26 book gig, $700 for the storyboards and final illustrations. See, that's it's like now you know what you can do. Now you know what somebody's willing to pay. Inflate the price a little bit. Okay, inflate the price a little bit. You have to make the price a little bit because you have to have negotiating room for yourself. There are always going to be people that can negotiate. And when it comes to like over delivering and stuff, it's like you can make somebody feel like they're getting the best deal in the world where it's like you really want 1,200, you quote them 18, and then it's like, hey man, listen, I know, I'd be comfortable. You want to pay 10, you want to pay 1,000. I really want 18. Can we meet in the middle at 1,400 or something like that? And then before you know it, you're coming down, they're coming up, everybody's happy. You made more than what you wanted to make originally off the deal, and you can continuously build and grow on that. Fear of failure. Okay, listen. This is what you've got to realize, okay? You have one life to live. And if you don't take action in your life, you'll be stuck, okay? It's failure. What is failure? Failure is necessary in my mind, okay? You have to screw up. You have to make mistakes. You have to, like, whatever. But I can tell you this is that, like, nothing great was done by not trying, okay? It's whatever. Get over it. What if I fail? You know what I mean? It's the what if game, okay? It's the what if game. The game of what if is very dangerous, okay? Because it can go one of two ways. See, there's the expansive way of thinking about what if. Well, it's like, what if I make it? What if I find 10 people a month that want to pay me $2,000 each to create something for them? What if? That's the kind of what if thinking that I like to think. Now, most people, because we're programmed, you know what I mean? Most people are programmed. Okay, we're programmed to think. We're programmed to focus on the negative. Which is unfortunate. Okay, well, we can talk about that, Chuck. Most people are programmed to think negatively. Okay, to where it's like, some people can win the lottery and find something to complain about it. You won $2 million. Yeah, but I had to pay $700,000 to the government. It is a nice arrow, right? I did that with my cursor. Some people are just going to find something to complain about all the time, but it's like, don't fear shit. Okay, whatever. Let's just move on because holy crap, I've been talking for 45 minutes now. It doesn't feel like it. This has been good. Value your time. I'm going to bullet through this. Charge what you're worth. I think we just covered that. Okay. Get contracts. Okay. For those of you guys that haven't already, I have a free course right now on lifeafterartschool.net. All you have to do is create a membership for yourself, create a free membership. And it's basically setting up your business 101. Okay, I have a downloadable contract on the website right there that you can get for yourself. I also go over a whole lot of other things like setting up yourself as a business, everything you need. Okay, basically automate your business. This is what I like to do. Okay, this is why I do a lot of videos. This is why I love setting up my own websites and doing my own. This is actually why I love websites and videos at the same time. Okay. Because it's automated. I make one video. I made one video last year. Okay. Actually, it'll be, a little over a year and a half ago now. How to sell your art online. Okay. It was a 15-minute video of me talking about the 5 things you need to basically make money selling art online. Okay. As of right now, I think that video is at 27,000 hits. And it's on first page of Google. It's on first page of videos. It's on everything else. Okay. That's one video that I did. Now, that is basically 27,000 hits, 27,000 people, or 20, let's just say it wasn't, but that video has been viewed over 27,000 times. Okay. That has saved me. Well, first off, it's given me a whole lot of recognition, but secondly, it is also saved me a whole lot of like, hey, would you like to learn how to sell online? You know what I mean? It's just like, listen, oh shit, this guy knows what he's talking about. And yeah, that was probably one of my worst videos ever. I mumble stutterfuck for like the first minute and a half where I'm like, this is Max and I'm talking, but it's whatever. It ranks and it's gotten, the channel's growing and the audience is growing and everything else. So automate everything. If you can create a couple sales videos for yourself and rank them, okay, if you can get them on a website, if you can get them on a profile, if you can get them on anything and they're doing the work for you over and over and over again, guess what? It gives you more time to focus on marketing, gives you more time on focusing in on your target audience. It gives you more time to create more stuff because now you've automated your business, okay? That's what your website's designed to do. Your website is not designed to sell anything. Your website is designed to have people contact you so that you can sell to them. Light bulb, holy shit, okay. Because selling art online, okay, if you just wait for your website to sell stuff to people, you're going to grow gray and old, okay? It's like Billy Madison, or what was it? It was some Adam Sandler movie. It's like the guy with the old balls, you know. I think it was I don't know if it was Billy Madison or whatever, but anyway, you'll be the guy with the old balls, okay? Waiting for people to just buy stuff. You have to initiate. So that's kind of what your whole site should be designed to do. Do not wait for your website to sell for you. Set your website up for people to contact you so that you can do the selling for yourself. Okay, avoid time sucks and energy leeches. People that are going to waste your time, okay? People that are going to waste your time and projects that are going to waste your time. Okay, I know this for a fact, and if you've ever been through this, you can totally empathize with me on this. There have been projects where I agreed to do the work for less than what I wanted to do, and the entire project took too long, sucked the fucking life out of me, and I hated every minute of it. Okay, and by the end of it, I was just like, I never want to do this again. But you know what happened though? Because the person that hired me got cheap work and good quality art. Would you be interested in doing another project? I'll give you $10 more. And you're like, absolutely not. No. You know, but some people get caught into that to where it's like, but it's work. It's work. This is why you have to price high price. Get paid what you're worth, okay? And energy leashes. I'm talking about people that are just going to suck the fucking life out of you, okay? This could be family, friends, potential clients, whatever. Get them away from your life, all right? One of my favorites, market smarter, not harder. This all goes hand in hand with everything, okay? You've heard the term work harder, not you work smarter, not harder. I like the market smarter, not harder, okay? I spend an average, and it's not even much, dude. Like my ad spend on Facebook is probably between $30 to $60 a month and gets me a post reach of 20, 30, 40,000 people a month on different ads that I run and stuff like that because I dial it down to a very specific target market and it expands like the ultimate reach of everything. Okay. And I've got people and the whole goal of it all isn't it, once again, my whole goal when I do advertising on Facebook or on anything else, it is not for me to sell you something from my website. It is for you to contact me so that I can sell it to you. I'm a way better salesperson in person or talking to you on the phone than a, computer screen will ever do. Okay. Especially with Facebook, man. Facebook is like ADHD. It's like squirrel. If you have a sales page on Facebook, it's like, yeah, that's great. But oh wait, Kim Kardashian half naked. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna click over there. It's like, oh, what did Donald Trump say? It's like, oh, da-da-da. You know what I mean? Like it's a distraction zone. It's like this is also why you need to get people to your website off of Facebook, off of anything else, and onto your website, so that way they can buy from you. Okay. And the last one here. Okay, learn how to say no to projects that are not worth your time or energy. Do it. All right. Don't worry about hurting people's feelings. It totally will save you a shit ton of time and effort and suffering. All right. Investing in yourself. Okay. I just ripped this off the internet before I did this because I had about an hour to put these slides together. But investing in yourself is the best investment you'll ever make. It will not only improve your life, it'll improve the lives of those around you. I can totally, you can read it for yourself. Don't read it in that voice. But it's true, though. It's like when you grow as a person and when you grow as an artist and when you grow as a business person, which I think every artist needs to have, that was one of those things where it's like artists, there's like left brain, right brain, right? It's like art, creativity, and then like business. And a lot of times it's like one has one and one has the other, but not too many have both. You have to learn business if you really want to be a great artist. Okay. Warhol said it. I forget what the hell Warhol said, but it's something like art is business, business is art, and it's like and making money doing art is beautiful business, or something like that. It was one of my, I could say it's one of my favorite quotes, but I don't know it like 100%. but I know I've used it on a couple sales pages. It's just true though. It's like you have to invest in yourself and invest in the learning process of it all. You know what I mean? Like you have to figure out. It's like especially if there are like certain things that you're having a hard time doing. You know, it takes. You have to invest the time. You have to invest the sweat. You have to invest some money. You know what I mean? Or you have to basically invest all of it. All right. Now, what's cool about a business investment, and actually, if you go through the setting up a business 101 course, the reason I tell people to basically set up a DBA, right, is because as an artist, right, what I showed you, those screenshots from before, that's my business. Now I am an independent contractor of my business. Okay, so when my business makes money, now obviously it's like there's overhead for a business. Okay, there's overhead for a business. You know, there's expenses that you have to have for a business. There's, you know, everything from phone, internet, cable. Now, whatever. This actually works if you work from home too, because I just transitioned from, you know, a 2,500 square foot storage, like office storage space to like, I got a 20 by 30 room here, you know, in a garage full of inventory. But I got tired of paying 2,500 a month for a huge space that I didn't have any walk-in traffic coming into, because most of the stuff I sold was face-to-face. Like somebody would call me, I'd call them, whatever. I'd meet them and sell them stuff. Okay, it wasn't like I had this gigantic walk-through showroom for customers to just browse through. To tell you the truth, it was like my office, like I didn't like people coming in there. So I was just like, fuck out of here. You know, I'm chilling in here, man. So yeah, so back to what I was saying, I got totally lost. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, back to your business. So business is like when you actually set yourself up as a business, okay? And here's the thing: it costs you $25 to get a DBA permit or a license or sign out a piece of paper, and then all you need to do is go open up a bank account, okay? And just in your DBA's name, find something local that's not going to charge you an ass like a ridiculous amount of money. But you can write off so much shit on your business, okay? This is a little free nugget here, okay? You can write off so much free stuff. If you were constantly buying supplies, art supplies, paper, canvases, paint, spray paint, mounting stuff, whatever, okay? I don't care what you create. You know, if you do statues, you got to buy bronze, you got to buy the torches and the face masks or whatever. Do it as a business, okay? Because all that is a business expense, and therefore everything you just bought, it's a business expense. You write that shit off on your profits, so you don't get taxed on it. There's a lot more to it. I'm not an accountant, but talk to one and they'll let you know. So you pay for an accountant when you're making money, okay? It's totally worth it. And plus, when you have a business, you can tell people, it's not like, hey, I'm an artist. Hey, I'm an artist. You know, it's like, no, when I introduce myself, it's like, hey, man, I work for a big art company. I work for a big interior design company. We do a lot of custom art for different, I own the company, but I also work for the company. Hey, I work for the company that supplies a lot of the artwork, that we do a lot of the custom artwork for some of the hospitals and office buildings in the area. Yeah, didn't know if you'd be interested, but got about 40 pieces of framed art that we're kind of liquidating. We've been sitting on them for a while. This is how I sold half the shit in my garage, by the way. Been sitting on them for a while. It's a lot of original pieces by different artists in the area. They're all done by me, but you know, whatever. Yeah, we're just kind of wholesaling out to some of the neighbors. Normally they're like $400 or $500 a piece. We'll let you pick them up for like $200-300 pop. Want to take a look at them? Absolutely. Cool. Let me show you. Just gonna shut up for a second. Let that marinate. No, don't do an LLC. You don't need it yet. There's no point. You're not gonna get, you know, LLCs. I mean, you can do it all, but I'm a DBA. You know what I mean? I do business as. You know, I do business as. It's and I don't know, what's cool about Texas is like you don't pay income tax on you don't pay income tax. One of the reasons I live in Texas. So anyway, but you got to learn to invest in yourself. Okay, you really have to. So that being said, what did I put here? Oh yes, cool Dr. Seuss quote. Why fit in when you were born to stand out? You know. It's pretty obvious. Anyway, guys, the whole point of this is that if you haven't seen any of my stuff yet, or you haven't gone through any of my stuff yet, or maybe you have and you're on the fence about what is going on, I have, for the last year and a half, almost 2 years, I've been putting together, okay, if you've seen my YouTube stuff, like some of the YouTube stuff that I put out is killer content. It's free content. Okay, but I literally have like 40, 50 videos and like training modules in, here you go. Here's a sales pitch here. Bam. It's what I call the creative intensive. Okay. It's basically an all-in, all-inclusive training, course that I put together. Okay. And it goes over friggin' everything. If you thought that what we went over here, was good, it's way more, because it gets a lot more technical. You know what I mean? It goes into like honing in on your target market, figuring out who your audience is, who wants to buy your stuff, how to specifically. Yeah, dude, that's what's up. Thanks, Chuck. Watch every one of the videos. That's dope. It covers everything, man. Like there's a lot of stuff in there. It's like a lot of it's even like mindset stuff too, like how to think, how to think, like how to basically do what I do. Let's just put it that way. It's like how to basically like step out of your fucking comfort zone and advance into like the person that you want to be and the artist that you want to be. And it's like, and it actually gives you, because this is like one-on-one kind of like webinar, me talking. But I've been doing this now. I got this guy, Pete. Pete's awesome, dude. He's a visionary artist, Pete DeBoto, visionary artist. And me and him, he's got about 3 or 4 just like one-on-one coaching, hours with me, right? He actually, what's funny is he saw me on YouTube. He contacted me. He actually lives in the same city that I live. His daughter cheers for the same cheer squad that my daughter cheers for. But his daughter's in high school. My daughter's, in kindergarten, whatever, but it's still like the city cheerleading thing. And, we sat down, we had lunch, we talked, and he was just like, I want you to coach me. You know what I mean? There are things that I'm not doing, and I want to know how, so we sat down, I worked out a price for him. He paid, and it just, the shit, I mean, he did like a short, like 2-minute video kind of testimonial, but dude, we had a call, what's today, Saturday? We had a call Thursday. That was fucking epic, dude. Like we mashed out his entire marketing plan for like what he's like, who he's going after, high price targets, everything. Like his, oh man, like this is the kind of stuff that I get fired up on. All right. And, I enjoy creating, and I love fucking selling stuff, and I love talking and teaching and like masterminding on how to make more money. If you can't tell already, I'm getting sweaty in here, dude. It's intense, but yeah, listen, if you're interested in this, okay, and because for real, this isn't bullshit. This isn't like bullshit scarcity. This isn't me telling you it's like a one-time deal. I've been working on this thing seriously for a year and a half. I've kept the prices at the same price for the last year and a half. At the end of this month, dude, prices are going up by at least double. I set it up on this sales page, and this is the whole thing. If you get in now, okay, if you decide to get in now, and I'm not going to use some bullshit sales tactics here, but honestly, if you decide to get in now, one-time price of $297, 2 payments of $165, or 3 payments of like $115 or something, and it's spread out over 3 months, okay, 2 months, 3 months, 1 month, whatever. You get access to all the training. I'm going to be doing a once a week, like mastermind call where it's not just me talking, but it's like me like literally like, let's sit down. We'll talk about this. Let's mash out exactly what you need to do to like build out your art, your art marketing, build out your business. And basically just that. And Kyle, man, listen, I know you can't do it today, but you got a couple weeks, man, get busy. All you need is $100 to start. Like seriously, get creative. This is the whole thing, and what I want to tell you guys, man. It's just like when it comes to making money, man. It's like you have to get creative, okay? As artists, as creative people, we do not make money. Hopefully, you know what I mean. Like realistically, your goal should not be to work for somebody for the rest of your life. Your goal should not be to like trade time for money, like jobs, okay? I trade money for projects. Thanks, Rocky. I appreciate that. This is kind of the deal, man. It's like, people that work jobs, man, like they think like employees, okay? I don't think like an employee, and like what I found is like when I get around people that think like employees that want to learn, I can change the way you think and have you thinking like an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? If you don't want to learn, if you just want to think like, hey man, well my time is worth $10 an hour and that's all I'm gonna be worth the rest of my life, please unsubscribe. Because I can't talk to you. But it's like, guys, I know guys that make thousands, tens of thousands, a shit ton of money online, okay? And I've been marketing, like I've gotten in with some of the best fucking internet marketers, period. Beta testing stuff for them, getting in with their mastermind groups or whatever, and I've taken everything that they're using to sell online training courses, affiliate products, everything else like that, and I've basically put it into an art training course. Okay, that's exactly what this is. It's put into an art training course. No bullshit. Like, it's applied to art. It's applied to creatives. Instead of like trying to sell like get rich quick shit, it's like basically it's like how do you sell yourself? Because that's really the real key. Okay. Hey man, no problem, Carl. Appreciate you coming, brother. How do you sell yourself? Because a lot of times that's the biggest obstacle, right? It's like, how do you sell yourself? How do you find your target audience? How do you market yourself? All right, I've been going for an hour here, guys. Let's just put it this way. If you want to check it out, that's the link. I don't think I need to post it there. Maybe you do, but you'll find it. It's like one of the few links that are actually on the page. Go there, 3 payment options. Dude, I'm having a lot of fun doing this. Like the guys that I have that are already in are fun guys. They're creative guys. We get stupid creative with the marketing, and it's all getting results. Okay, because it's like sometimes it's like you have to have somebody else like help you or guide you or just like wipe the shit out of your eyes for like you to see exactly like where the money is, or like what you need to go after, or like what you got to do for your marketing, or just what you got to change or switch up or whatever. Anyway, thank you for coming, dude. You guys, like, this has been my first solo webinar in probably like a year and a half. So this was actually like I was pacing for like an hour before this thing, and then my fucking computer crashed, and oh man, it was crazy. But and then like literally it's like computer works, everything works. 3:29, I'm on the fucking webinar, and this is going good, man. So I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys for coming here. I would love to work with you. You know, I could throw in a bunch of scarcity where it's like if you don't join, you're gonna suck, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I don't really want to do all that, man. But honestly, it's like if you feel that I can help teach you, coach you, whatever, it's definitely worth the fucking money because the prices are going up at the end of the month. Okay, and you have to think, holidays are right around the corner. If you want to make good money, like for the holidays, okay, we have literally, what's today? The 15th, right? So you got 2 months and 10 days before Christmas. You want to capitalize on this and make money for the holidays, okay? There are plenty of people out there that want to buy custom stuff or like unique gifts for people. But once again, this is about marketing. This is about making the money. This is about having people getting your shit out there, really. You know what I mean? It's getting known. You know what I mean? Getting out there, getting out of your comfort zone, getting known so that this way people can now gladly hand you over money so that you can make the money, okay? It's 2 months before Christmas. You want to have a good Christmas? I know a lot of people want to spend money on Christmas. You're going to need some marketing, okay? If you don't know how to do it, I'll help you. Anyway, I'm going to go see the Salina Balloon Festival. I know my wife's texted me quite a few times for this. I'm going to go see the Salina Balloon Festival. The price, there's a countdown timer on the page, dude. Honestly, it's like the quicker you get started, the quicker we get the training going. If you wait till the end of the month, it's 2 weeks that you're going to miss out on training, whatever. Get in fast. If not, I'll see you on the next webinar or on YouTube or whatever. Thanks for hanging out. Max Juhasz, Life After Art School. This has been a lot of fun. Peace out. How do I turn this thing? Do it, Bobby. Go off. Exit conference. Peace.